up, everyone? This is Brian Holiday, and you're listening to The Dumbest Timeline. We don't live in the darkest one. We happen to live in the dumbest one. And this week, our guest is Ari, narrative designer. And Ari, can I ask you to explain to people what a narrative designer is before we start?
Sure. So I'm a game dev, and basically there's two tracks for narrative in game dev. There's kind of writer, and then there's narrative designer. And a narrative designer isn't necessarily someone who's going to write this stuff, but I get to create the world, I get to create the characters, get to figure out how the world works. And so I think you could also say world builder. I don't know.
Oh, baby. As soon as you said I get to decide how the world works, I got goosebumps, because that sounds like, I feel like you would be one of the best people to understand when I say we live in the dumbest timeline, because you build worlds. And when you look at how flawed this one is, it must drive you crazy to be like, we could make this better. Here are some suggestions.
Yeah, and it's actually really fun to kind of figure out where we're going from here. And yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Yeah. So if you guys have listened to past episodes, you've heard me talk about this before. I truly do believe that we live in the dumbest timeline. Last week's episode with Angela, we talked a little bit about how things could be darker, but I feel ultimately the decisions we make as a society, or it's just some of the tools we have and the things that we have in the world, just make it just seems dumb. Don't get me wrong, it's still beautiful, and that's another thing. I think that we live in a beautiful world, and being dumb doesn't take away from a beautiful world, but being dark would make the world not as bright as shiny. And I think that's another thing that really gives me the sense that we live in a dumb timeline, because it's beautiful, but God, do we act silly. And this week, Ari, I was going to ask you, I'm going to put it up on the screen. And so, like every guest, it's what makes you feel like we live in the dumbest timeline? This week, you sent me this clip. We're going to play a little bit of it. Do you want to introduce the clip before we play it?
Yeah. So years and years and years ago, Sailor Moon hit peak popularity in North America with the dub of the cartoon. And of course, Hasbro is like, how do we make money off of this? How do we Americanize Sailor Moon? And so everyone heard that this pilot existed, that they tried to make an American Sailor Moon that was half cartoon, half live action. And no one had ever found it, right? Right. Clips of it had existed, so you knew it was real, but no one ever found it. And literally this week, I'm on TikTok on my For You page, and this pops up. And it didn't have a ton of, it maybe had 1,000 likes.
Okay.
And I just sat there, high on my porch, watching this 10 minutes. And I have to say, no one can watch this and think we live in the darkest timeline. Clearly we live in the dumbest timeline, and it's been dumb since day one.
All right. That is such a good intro. All right, let's play this clip.
Once upon another time, once upon another place, our solar system was besieged. Wicked Queen Beryl and her evil forces of darkness captured the outer planet and seized their jewels of power. The Princess Warriors ruled Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and the Earth's moon. To become absolute ruler, Queen Beryl must defeat the Princess Warriors and obtain the remaining cosmic jewels of power. The royal families of the 5 inner planets, led by beautiful Queen Serenity, formed an alliance to defeat Queen Beryl, making the moon their capital.
Did they change the name? Sailor Moon's name?
It's Serena.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Just see if you could skip to some of the live action bit, because it's peak 90s.
Oh my, hold on.
Yeah.
This is the good stuff. This is the good stuff. Okay.
The good stuff.
My 9 lives. The tail looks like an angel flying high.
Oh my God.
Sailor Moon. She's got a light in the sky and another here on earth.
Honest, should I be smashing in white or sophisticated in black? What happened to pretty in pink? We're talking can Buddha.
Yes. Good.
I
Good.
Yo, homie, you were not kidding when you said this is one of the dumbest things you ever.
Well, and it's so of its time, and you can tell because of the diverse cast.
Yeah,
I don't know if you caught that, but one of them's in a wheelchair. So you've got you've got the black girl, the Asian girl, the girl in the wheelchair, but don't worry, the main girl is still white and blonde.
Yeah.
If you were worried it was a little too diverse,
Don't worry, guys. The star of the show, white, blonde, probably cis, hetero.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
90s. God.
But yeah, if you can link that,
I will. I'm gonna link it in the
because it's the full pilot, which is another crazy thing that TikTok now lets you post 10 minutes of content.
Okay, yeah, it was
uninterrupted.
When you sent me the link, I thought it was gonna be a 1 minute clip, and then it kept playing past 1 minute, and I was like, oh, maybe. And I honestly thought for a second there was an error, because sometimes there's like a weird error and things will just keep playing, and so I was just like, oh no, something must be wrong. And then I looked and I was like, holy crap, this thing is 9 minutes long. And I started laughing to myself, like, what the hell? TikTok has 9-minute videos now?
Yes.
And then, but like, I think the combination of one of the absolute worst pieces of content created combined with TikTok now having 10 minutes working in unison together is an example of
like, maybe 20 years I've heard that this thing existed, and so for it to just be in its entirety on my For You page, I didn't have to look. When I got it, I sent it to every friend I have. I was like, they found it, oh my god, they found it. And it's funny because initially when you asked me for the topic, I was like, I want to talk about this video. But then I realized that's not what's dumb. What's dumb is how I came across this video and the fact that TikTok exists.
Which is what you updated me, because originally you said, okay, this is what I want to talk about, and then a couple days later you're just like, actually, I just want to talk about TikTok. And I was like, wait, as in TikTok is a reason the world is dumber? And you're like, yes,
very much. And it don't get me wrong, I'm not going to go on some weird like Gen Z sucks spiel or something. That's not what this is. Like, I'm on TikTok every day, man. Like,
you love it.
I love it. And it's so funny to me that these kids are willing to show their whole ass. And like this isn't a Snapchat. It doesn't disappear. This is on, and then they get on these cringe compilations on YouTube and I love it. I have been on TikTok since I think 2018, and I've just seen like the trends come and go. And it's wild that like Lil Nas X becomes famous because of the Yee Yaw Juice challenge. Yes, they just happened to use the audio for Old Town Road because it sounded country. And anyway, launches this kid's career.
Insane.
Absolutely insane. And the whole while, and this is what makes TikTok the dumbest, right? Because content is something, but that's not the app itself. But what makes this the dumbest is that we all know, all of us are fully aware that TikTok is gathering our data for the Chinese government. It's not a secret. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's a fact. Right? And we all know it. We all know it. And we go, I don't give a shit. Right? Like, China wants our data.
Like the way you said it. We don't give a shit.
Everyone knows. Everyone knows. Like, we all know what TikTok is. It's
and I think that it's interesting because I know there's people who are going to be like watching this or listening to this and going like, whatever, man. Like, it's so what? It's just like, okay, and that's fine. If you feel comfortable handing over
Yeah.
as much information as you to any of these platforms because they do collect a lot of information,
Yeah.
that's up to you. And we're not saying don't do it. I think if anything, we're saying that more so just be mindful of what
Yeah.
you're giving. If you are, because what happens is the more you give, the more comfortable you feel, the less aware you are of what you're giving, or the less attention you spend, the less attention you pay to what you're giving. For example, I don't know if you heard about this recently, but it kind of ties in perfectly. Instagram had an update with on iOS, and the precision for location changed to the point that it was so precise. If you said you were like, people were saying they were in a city, it showed
Mm.
exactly in the city where you were, like the
Yeah.
exact spot within a couple meters, almost like GPS where you're getting directions. It was showing within that small circle. And most people didn't realize that, and it became a big thing where
Yeah.
a lot of people started sharing the story, being like, "Hey guys, be mindful that this precision on this precision on in your Instagram on your Apple phone is turned off because this is it's showing people how, like, pretty much where you live."
Yeah.
And that's the thing I'm referencing to what you were referencing, where it's just like, you share it, but be more mindful of what you're sharing.
Well, and not only that, but it's not like TikTok is gathering your information to sell it to Google to better serve you ads.
Mm,
It's
mm.
gathering information for a foreign country
Yeah,
that is hostile to us.
yeah, yeah.
And, and you're just like, "Yeah, I'll do my goofy dance. Yeah, I'll use my real name. Yeah, I'll cop to a mental illness or 2." Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't
Oh,
it's too stupid, and so just another it might be evil, but it's too dumb to be evil. But, like, on TikTok this week, this, old YouTuber who clearly has, a mental illness went on a manic thing and posted 300 videos,
oh, wow.
and because of that frequency, she's hitting everyone's For You page, so now all of TikTok is wondering if this girl is gonna be okay through her manic episode,
Yeah.
and here's where it's dumb, I can't tell if it's real or not,
Ooh, yeah, that's a very
right?
good point too. Right.
Like, because it could very well be an extremely well-engineered way to get publicity,
Right.
because literally everyone on TikTok is talking about this girl,
Right.
and I don't know if it's real or if she's just putting on a show for us.
And I'm the first person who, and man, it's great that you brought that up. I am the first person who will say, unfortunately, I think it's probably fake.
Yeah.
And if it is real, hopefully that someone who knows them can tell the difference, because the rest of us on social media are not going to be able to tell the difference. We don't know the person personally.
Yep.
And the reason I say that I don't believe it's real is, again, I haven't even seen the video, but I don't assume anything in social media is real.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I am at that point now where it's all fake, and that's fine. Everything is curated, everything is a bit, everything is for the clout, and that's just what it is. And we all know that's the nature of the beast, and we have to just accept that that's the nature of the beast. And I've been like that ever since. I don't know if you remember, a couple years ago, there was that video of a young woman doing yoga, and then she's like not doing yoga, but she's in yoga outfit, and she starts like twerking, and then she flips herself upside down against a door, and there's a candle on the table, and then
Oh
when
god.
the door
Yeah.
opens, she falls over,
Yeah.
hits the candle, she lights on fire. And then if you know that it was a Jimmy Kimmel sketch. So
Yeah.
I told my friend the day after I saw the video for the first time, that's fake, by the way. I'm sure it is. Everyone else was freaking out on the internet, like, oh my God, is this girl okay? Because it cuts right as the door opens, so no
Yeah.
one knows what happens next. And then finally, Kimmel admitted, like, revealed, played the video, and then played the full video where he's the one that's opening the door, wearing the same outfit as the girl, same yoga outfit, tight Lululemon pants, whatever. It was part of the gag, and it was funny. And from that moment, my instinct was everything's fake.
Yep.
And I just have to accept that. So hopefully this person who had a quote unquote, and again I say that because not because I'm trying to dismiss this person's potential mental health issue, but because I believe that everything on the internet is for clout. Hopefully this person is just doing it for the clout, and this is one of the most interesting ways to get visibility, because you're saying it was 300 videos in how long?
One day.
Good God, there's 24. How do you even how
Oh man, and then this dude appears at her house. Anyway, like it's so weird now because I think that kids don't get irony like we do. Like I feel like I'm realizing now that I'm the last generation who grew up without the internet. Right? Like when I was a kid, summertime just meant you're in the park.
Right. All
24/7 you're in the park.
Yeah.
Hanging out, doing whatever. Like there was nothing else to do.
No, you had to get home before it was dark, but you pretty much you disappeared for most of the day, and everyone was okay with that.
No, exactly. Yeah. And it's crazy to me that these kids they don't have that.
No.
Right? Like everything they do, they record.
Right.
And you have everything in the world in your pocket. Like back in the day, you could get into a fight about something and then you would never know the answer.
Yeah.
Because like, how are you going to figure it out? And today you can just Google anything and get at least one answer.
And it might not even be the right answer, but it's enough to stop the argument.
That's it. Which is, it's so crazy and it truly dumb.
Yeah.
I don't think if I went back in time and told child self, like, okay, here's what 40 looks like for you. Okay. Get excited. 1, you're playing a new Saints Row game. 2, you're a Fortnite kid. 3, you get high a lot. Like, I don't think that child Ari would understand that, I'm watching She-Hulk and like that there is so much content now that you can't watch everything.
Right.
I've never seen Westworld because when do I have the time to watch Westworld?
Or you're like me, you do watch everything, but you literally watch things at 1.5 speed so you can watch.
Yes.
Like, and which everyone says, aren't you ruining your attention span? To which I say, yes, I am. Combined with all the other things ruining my attention span.
Yeah, I'm like, listen, like me watching a video a little fast isn't going to undo the years of everything else that destroyed my attention span. Like, at this point, it's just self-care.
That is, I think that I have to make that the title. Speed watching is just self-care. I thank you because honestly, I get shit from so many friends for being like, dude, it's not the same. You're not appreciating the art. And I'm just like, listen, I am trying to appreciate the art. I just can't consume all the art. So I have to watch these things sped up because there's not enough hours in the day anymore.
That's it. And I'm like gearing up to watch Rings of Power.
Right.
And people are like, are you up to date on the Silmarillion? I'm like, are you serious? You want me to read that textbook of science fantasy? Like, no, please. I can't care about the Second Age. I just can't.
I love it. Okay, so you're the hypothesis of this timeline for you is the dumbest timeline we are in is based more on the technology has gotten to a point where we are so dependent on it, and we're dependent on it for other things, which is true. We do need it for certain things, but then the other side of that dependency introduced this monetization and this need to keep people on these platforms as much as possible. So they started introducing ways to catch people's attention. And that's leading us into this version of our timeline, which is, again, a dumb one.
Every evening on TikTok, I catch the same middle-aged woman in like middle South America.
Okay.
Live.
Okay.
And she's making vinyl, like wrapping vinyl water containers. That's it. And She has the container on a little spinner, and she's just dropping color to dye the vinyl.
Yeah.
And she calls it slinging. And so every evening, I get on TikTok, and sure enough, in a couple swipes on the For You page, there's Miss Dutchy doing her vinyl, and just like, it's me and 10,000 other people from around the world watching this woman. And I went to her store. She's sold out constantly. Like, this woman is making bank.
Bank, yeah.
And it's so good. She's got like this really classic American of a certain age lady haircut.
Yeah.
Screams Karen. And it's just, I think this is what makes it so stupid. The world is literally on fire.
Yeah.
Like, we all know. We're all quite aware of what's happening. And at the same time, I can just be lying back in bed watching this woman wrap vinyl like water bottles and be like, yeah, this is all right.
Yeah, this is cool.
It's not all that bad.
I like
the Chinese government's like, wow, people really like these videos, huh?
I love it because I like that. The positive of social media, not even just social media, the positive of the internet and all the things we have is the ability to connect and process and build things and all that stuff. And we've definitely huge advancements in the world with the transfer of information so much faster. Then you have the middle ground where it's just like, yeah, sometimes we just need to escape, and it gives us that sense of escape. And then you have the other side where it's just like, by the way, every bit of information that we have is being taken by different world organizations or private corporations.
Yeah.
And this is just data. They are data mining every aspect of our lives. And then you have you and I who, you TikTok, me Instagram, who just scrolls through being like, this is okay.
Hey, listen, every now and then they'll really get me with an Instagram ad, and I'm like, yeah, the system works. I definitely want to buy this.
The only reason I own a glow-in-the-dark Black Panther hat was an Instagram ad. And I want to be mad at the ad for knowing me so well that a glow-in-the-dark fitted like Black Panther cap got promoted, got advertised to me, but I can't be mad that because again, we're the one putting the data in, so I can't be mad that they're just like, well, this guy likes Black Panther, he likes fitted hats, and he likes glow in the dark stuff. We saw that from the Lego he purchased. Hey guys, here's a hat for you. And that's just what it is, and I have to deal with that.
That's it. And like, I just what are you going to do? You're going to fight the system? I'm not fighting shit.
You're just like, I'm going to sit back and just let it be what it is.
It is what it is, baby.
Folks, this has been your fun breakdown of just living your best life. The second episode ended with us assessing that maybe some kids want to identify as cats to escape how stupid the world is. The third episode ended with us being like, maybe the aliens will come and save us from how stupid the world is. And this episode ends with us saying, maybe the internet will just swallow its hold because that's how stupid the world is. But that's it. That's the dumbest timeline yet again, folks.
Here we are.
Ari, do you want to tell people where they can check out your stuff, any of your narrative designs that you're allowed to talk about? Because I know sometimes you're working on things that you can't discuss, which is so unfortunate.
Yeah, kind of can't talk about a lot of what I'm working on.
I know.
And I've also, because this is the dumbest timeline, I have straight up checked out of Twitter.
Oh yeah.
So if you can find me, try and find my burner TikTok account.
Okay. You're not even going to tell it to me.
I'm not even going to tell you.
That's fair. I like that. This is just made into a challenge for anyone who listens to this. I love it, actually. This is cool. So for anyone who's watching this or anyone who's listening, try and find that burner TikTok account. And if you do, message me. Don't message me, because I don't want people to just start messaging you being like, I found you. Like, that's just so hit me up at Brian Holiday. Anything else you want to tell the people?
Just do you, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what? It's the end days, and just enjoy every minute.
I like how casually you said anything you want to tell. Just do you. It's
Yeah.
the end days.
The end days. Man, you want to go to McDonald's, get some chicky nugs? Get them. Get them. Fuck watching your weight. Doesn't matter anymore. Fuck boycotting McDonald's. It doesn't matter. Just get them.
Dumbest timeline, y'all. It is what it is. Harry, thank you so much for coming on the show this week.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. I'll definitely have you back because the slight nihilistic conversation is what I needed. It's so good. We're out, everybody. We'll be back with another one soon. Peace, y'all.
Bye.
All right. I'll try and the last time I did this, I started off sounding so much like a radio host that it hurt my soul when I listened back. I was like, man, just because you hit record, you do not have to turn into this guy. It is painful to hear it. But yeah. What's up, everybody? This is Brian Holiday, and this is another edition of The Darkest Timeline. And I stupidly said the wrong thing, so I'm going to start that over because I don't know why. Today, I'm feeling like I'm in a dark timeline. I should leave that in.